Well, let's talk about co-creating a vision for success. And this is a very important part in education and of course, business as well. So let's talk about the organization's vision. So there's a couple of aspects we're going to focus on. Describing where the hopes to be in the future. And of course, yeah, if you understand your mission, your philosophy, your core values of your organization, what goals that you have, and what basic strategies you're going to use, your performance criteria, and of course important decision making rules, and all these ethical standards of course is a very very important part of what your vision is going to be. Another part is where are you going. And so remember, in most cases a vision of success is not necessary to improve the organizational effectiveness. The business or education units is going to to continue to work regardless of your strategic plan. The plans hopefully will improve what's going to happen in the future. And remember that a vision of success should be inspirational. I think that's another really important part about your vision as well. And make sure the plan is going to be widely distributed against all those that need to have that, all those key holders and stakeholders as well. So, what will this organization's vision look like when it gets there? And you can ask some questions. Is this really reasonable? Where can you combine things together? Can these proposals and actions, do they contradict each other? And I've seen that. I think we've all seen that in strategic plans as well. What is necessary resources are you going to need to be able to implement these as well, and what steps are you going to have to that's going to have to occur over the next period of time for these strategies to work as well. So the stakeholders, of course, are paramount in making a strategic plan be successful. A leader can just make a strategic plan, but without the stakeholders that's involved with it, what's the point really of that strategic plan? So, what are the practical alternatives, dreams, or visions? What are the barriers to these as well? And what are the major proposals that we can use to pursue these dreams and alternatives and these idealized scenarios as well? And what major actions must be taken to be successful in these proposals? And what specific steps must be taken within a period of time to make these happen as well? So thinking about a process guideline, I think the most important one I want to talk about is remember that strategic thinking, acting, and learning are more important than any particular approach to strategy formulation or the development of a formal strategic plan. So this basically a lot of times the thought processes of making a strategic plan may be more valuable than the strategic plan itself. What's the best way to get some buy-in? And I think the most important part at the very beginning is to get your team members to buy in right away. And if you start off right off the bat with that, everything else you won't have to worry about as much. Take stock of the situation. Is this change really necessary? You know, get feedback from your team. Your team has an invaluable amount of information that they can give you. Use it. Have all your ducks in a row. Make sure you, before you're pitching your idea, your key players know about this and you already got their support for the most part. And of course, engaging in emotion is a very important part. So if someone's really concerned about money, show them ways that this strategic plan is going to save money. Are they really concerned about schedules, how efficient, how more productive the organization is going to be with this strategic plan? Make sure you focus on that. And I guess another one is always prepare to compromise. Don't just fall in love with your plan. You have a really good folks around you. Use that feedback to make your plan even better. I really like this idea of the Wall Street Journal process, and this is from the Strategy in Action book. And the idea is like think about your organization 5 years in advance, and what were your organization's results? What were your accomplishments after the strategic plan? What unique benefits are you giving your customers? Are these sustainable benefits? What your customers and colleagues and very important people say about your organization after that. So I think that was really interesting to read and consider. And of course, a return on investment, the ROI, is an important part of this co-creating a strategic plan, vision. And the ROI is used a lot in social media and networking to understand if this video, how this video is going to go viral, or what's the return on the investment on this ad, and so forth like that. And I really like this quote here: anything the mind can conceive, it can achieve. And I kind of go with another idea that I've always used in my life: is somebody else has been able to do something, why can't I? So if some other business has been successful, why can't you have a business like that as well? Or somebody has done something that you want to do, if someone else has done it, it just shows it's possible. And there is a possibility of having a good strategic plan that's very effective out there. Your stakeholders will have to be, more likely to achieve this vision in hand if they're part of making it. And the inverse is true. If they weren't part of making it, they're not really vested in that as well. So I think that's really an important part to consider when you think about this, the return on investment and so forth like that. So make sure you get your stakeholders involved with this as well, your employees, to have them contribute to this as well, and have them be part of the process of making this plan. How can you improve the ROI on your long-term investment strategy? So remember, time, people, and money. These are resources that affect the investment process. So define the current state. Where are you now? Create a desired future state. Where would you like that company to be in the future? Kind of going along with that plan I talked about before, seeing yourself 5 years down the line. Use a gap treatment to move from the current to the future step. So how do you get there? How do you get from here to there? Execute your plan and be critical, and make sure you have all the stakeholders in align and understand what you're trying to do in your strategic plan. And of course, being able to self-diagnose your plan is very important. I think in a lot of ways, is this plan easy to understand? I've seen so many strategic plans that I don't know what's going on. So make sure it's something that's easy to understand and has some clear objectives as well that you're going to be able to achieve. And I think at the very end, if you got an outside firm to come in and interview everybody from the highest to the lowest, will they be able to confirm what the strategic plan actually is? And I think we find a lot of times in business and in academia, that's not necessarily the case. So thank you so much. I really enjoyed putting together this presentation and learned a lot from it as well. And hopefully you have also. Thank you so much, y'all.